Hello guys, welcome to this YouTube channel. Today we will be starting a new series on This Week in Science. Made easy mean that I explain it clearly but also keep it short, and I also give you a link in the description so if you wanna check it out the complete article. So let's begin. First on the list is astronomers just found cosmic superhighways for fast travel through the solar system. Invisible structures generated by gravitational interactions in the solar system have created a space superhighway network. Astronomers have discovered these channels enable the fast travel of objects through space and could be harnessed for our own space exploration purposes, as well as the study of comets and asteroids by applying analyses to both observational and simulation data. A team of researchers led by Nataša Todorović of Belgrade Astronomical Observatory in Serbia observed that these superhighways consist of a series of connected arches inside these invisible structures called space manifolds. Manifold is a pipe or a chamber branching into several openings. Each planet generates its own manifolds, together creating what the researchers have called a true celestial autobahn. This network can transport objects from Jupiter to Neptune in a matter of decades, rather than the much longer timescales. Number 2 is bees witnessed using tools in nature for the first time, and it's really gross. According to a study on beehives in Vietnam, the Asian honeybee Apis cerana isn't just on the lookout for flowers in some areas, it's also on the prowl for poo when threatened by a species of giant hornet Vespa sora, closely related to the murder hornet. Workers will fly off to collect fresh animal feces to smear carefully around the entrance of their nest. It's still not clear how this dung actually protects the colony, but in the field it appears to stop scouting hornets from chewing through the nest and causing mass slaughter. Viu that A. cerana forages for animal feces because it has properties that repel this deadly predator from nest entrances, providing the first report of tool use by honeybees and the first evidence that they forage for solids that are not derived from plants. Scientists have known for several years that honeybees can learn how to use tools in the lab, but such skills have never been observed in a natural setting with non-plant matter. The third one is child's bones buried 40,000 years ago solve a long-standing Neanderthal mystery. Neanderthals are an extinct species or subspecies of old humans who lived in Eurasia until about 40,000 years ago. They most likely went extinct due to competition with climatic change, disease, or a combination of these factors. We don't know whether it was a boy or a girl. But this ancient child, a Neanderthal, only made it to about 2 years of age. This short life, lived about 41,000 years ago, was uncovered at a famous archaeological site in southwestern France, called La Ferracie. The remains of several Neanderthals have been found there, including the most recent discovery, the child, known only as La Ferracie 8. When the ancient remains were first found, most at various stages of the early 20th century, archaeologists had assumed the skeletons represented intentional burials, with Neanderthals laying their departed kin to rest under the earth. Nonetheless, in contemporary archaeology, doubts now swirl around the question of whether Neanderthals did indeed bury their dead like that, or whether this particular aspect of funerary rites is a uniquely Homo sapien custom. In reaching this conclusion, the team confirmed that the well-preserved bones were laid to rest in an unscattered manner, remaining in their anatomical position, with the head raised higher than the rest of the body. Even though the lay of the land was inclined at a different angle further, there were no animal marks on them, which the team consider another probable sign of a prompt, intended burial, especially when compared to the weathered state of various animal remains found in the vicinity. Number 4 is the first weather report from our closest star is in, and it's bad news for life. We already had a bit of an inkling that our nearest star's neighbor might be an inhospitable place. In 2017, red dwarf star's Proxima Centauri was caught belching out a colossal flare 10 times more powerful than the largest eruptions from the sun, dampening hopes for habitable conditions on the rocky world orbiting it. Proxima Centauri b. The outlook for life as we know it just got even more grim. A new discovery has given us evidence that Proxima Centauri may be releasing sun-like coronal mass ejections, in which vast quantities of ionized plasma and electromagnetic radiation are launched into space, and which are much larger than flares. Astronomers have recently found there are two Earth-like, rocky planets around Proxima Centauri, one within the habitable zone, where any water could be in liquid form, said astronomer Andrew Zich of the University of Sydney in Australia. But given Proxima Centauri is a cool, small red dwarf star, it means this habitable zone is very close to the star, much closer in than Mercury is to our Sun. What this research shows is that this makes the planets very vulnerable to dangerous ionizing radiation that could effectively sterilize the planets. And number 5 is extremely rare 5,000-year-old pyramid artifact discovered in Misplaced, Cigar. One of only 3 artifacts ever recovered from inside Egypt's Great Pyramid has been found in a misplaced cigar tin in a Scottish university collection. Academics revealed on Wednesday the fragment of cedar wood, which has been found to date back 5,000 years to the building of the pyramid at Giza, was first discovered in the late 19th century but had been missing for more than 70 years. A record discovered in 2001 appeared to show the fragment, found alongside a ball and a bronze hook thought to be used for construction, had been donated to the University of Aberdeen. But the trail ran cold and the ancient artifact disappeared almost without a trace until the end of last year when an assistant curator at the university, Abir Eladini, originally from Egypt, made a chance discovery in its Asia collection, knowing that a small cigar tin she found there bearing an old Egyptian flag did not belong with the other pieces. She cross-referenced it with other records. The fragment, initially measuring 5 inches or around 13 centimeters but now in several pieces, was first discovered in the Great Pyramid's Queen's Chamber in 1872 by engineer Wayneman Dixon.